Alright guys, so in this video we're going to finish the red bumpers. I mean the red bumper, it's singular not plural. So just like we did with the front, let's begin with this side. We're going to take some vertices from this side, the very outer one over there. I want to press Shift and D and then right click and then press P to separate the selection. Now let's take that new selection we just made, and first of all let's just keep things there for now. I'm going to move to this side and let's dissolve, or let's get rid of some vertices here. I'm going to take all of this, press Alt and M and choose Alt and M and choose at last. So with that done, let's go into this one as well. This one right here. I'm in edit mode, sorry. So let's go into this one right here. We're going to take the vertices right below it as well. I think let's get these ones, or the ones below, I think. Let me take a look. Come on. Let me see. Let me take a look over here real quick. Yeah, so let's take the one underneath it. Okay, we're gonna send the whole thing down a little bit. So I'm gonna take all of these. So let me it's selected all the way around. In order to avoid that, let me see. So just select that vertex right there, and let's go all the way here. And we're gonna hold down Control and click on this one to select that whole line. So we're going to press Shift and D and then press P to separate the selection. Now we're going to get out of that. We're going to take this and then that one and press Control and J to join them like that. So one final piece will be this one. I think this is way too high. We have to bring it down a little bit. So let's get to the back view real quick. And let's get into wireframe. And let's right click and drag over all of these. Hold down Control and D, select that single one up there in case you selected it. And let's bring this down a little bit. It's too high. So I'm going to bring it down to, let me see. We're just going to leave a tiny bit of gap underneath it, as you can see here. I don't know if that is necessary, but yeah, just G and then Z. Just move that down to about here. Okay, just a little bit higher than the ones on the side. Or it's even lower. But let's keep it at the same level. I think it's pretty much the same level right now. So let's keep it down. Let's go into edit mode now. I'm going to take all of these. Press Shift and then D. Oh, I selected the whole thing. Undo that. And let's click on this one. Hold down Control. And okay, I need it only to the center. So click on that one as well. Not all the way to the other side, just the center. And press Shift and D. Sorry. Shift and D. And press P and separate the selection. I'll take that one and take this one. Not that one. And take this one. Come on. This one. Yeah. And press Control and J. Like that. So with that done, we're gonna remove the bevel modifier and let's get rid of the subdivision surface for now. Okay, so we only have mirror. Okay, so mirror is working. Let me make sure it's okay. It's clipped, and let's move on over here. I'm gonna take all of these and let me take all of these instead. No, let me take all of these and make this the last selection. Press S and then Y and type in 0 to flatten it in the Y axis. Was that Y? Yeah, that was Y. So press Y to flatten it in the Y axis. And now take all of it. Make sure this is the last element again. Press S and then Z and type in 0 to flatten it in the Z axis. Now let's take all of these as well. Make this the last element. S and then Z and type in 0. Just the same way. Now let's merge these two. Let's merge these two together. So I'm going to take this and then that one. Press Alt and M and choose at last. Like that. Alright, so with that done, let me see, I think this is a bit too high, so let me take, let's take all of these from here, all the way to that one. Did I not hold on Control? Did I hold on Control? Hold it, let me see. Oh, okay, let's merge these ones first. So let's take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to merge them in the center, like that. So now I'm gonna, let me see, wireframe. Still have a vertex here. So just delete that vertices. I think it's a separate vertex. It's not in line with them, so you can delete it in case you have it there. Now let's take this one and get rid of that vertex. Let's get rid of this one as well. Alright, so that is looking good. I think we can get rid of this one too. We don't need it. Alright, let's see. Let's get rid of these two over here. Make sure everything is looking great, and it is. So I'm just gonna pull this in the Y and in the X a little bit, just to match things up a little bit better. Alright, that's good. Let's get in here. How much more do we want to dissolve? Let's dissolve this and that. So dissolve those two. And we're gonna keep that one over there. Let's get over here. We'll dissolve all of these for now. Pretty sure we're gonna have to add in more later. So dissolve these as well. And let's dissolve. Which one do we dissolve? Okay, let's dissolve this one. Like that. So you can see it pretty much starts from there. We need two vertices over there. So that is looking great. With all that done, let's take this vertex right here and move all the way here and take this one. So press S and then Z and type in 0 to flatten it. You can see it moved a tiny bit. So that's good. Alright, now we can start creating the bumper. We have everything in line now. We can start creating the guide mesh, actually, the guide mesh of the bumper. So let's go in here. It's pretty much the same things as I did with the other. It's pretty much the same thing as I did with the front bumper. So I'm pretty much going to time lapse most of this part. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to begin with this area right here. We're going to extrude these two here to form the ledge around here. And I'm pretty sure it goes all the way to the center, considering we ignore this cutout over here, all the cutouts on the bumper right there. So let's go over to the top view. We're going to do this. We're going to start doing this right now. So I don't think I draw the blueprint line for that because I don't see anything like that. But we have something to follow, the line here to follow. So that shouldn't be too big of a problem. So let me begin with this one. Oh no, let me begin with this one instead. So I'm going to press E and extrude that all the way to this line right there. It should fall on this line right there. And let's add in, I don't know, 3 loop cuts. And then let's move them onto the blueprint line very nicely. So move each and every single one onto the blueprint line. So you can see as it goes down, I try to put it in the middle of the blueprint line as much as possible. So let's just try to follow the curvature much nicely like that. So I'm just going to pull this out a little bit. Now I'm going to take all of these. I want to press E and extrude that all the way here. And let me add in 4 in this area because it's a curve area. So I'm going to move this to the center of the blueprint line. Move this to the center of the blueprint line. Move this to the center. And move this to the center. Nice. So I'm going to move this out a little bit because it's not, the black line is not falling in there. I'm going to move this out a little bit as well to right there. Move this in a little bit more. Move this out. Let's move this out a little bit. Alright. So that's looking great. Now I'm going to take all of these. We pretty much have these blueprints here to use as guide because the tire blueprint is covering that area. So just press E and then X and extrude this all the way to the center for now. I'm going to pull it out until this line right here falls in the center like that. So I'm going to add in just 3 loop cuts like this, and let me pull this here. I'm going to pull this back in. Each of these I want to pull back in. So I want to take this and then that one last. Press S and then Y and type in 0. I'm just going to make sure they're flat like that so it looks nice and awesome. So let me take all of these, pull it out to here a little bit, and I think that should be pretty good, I guess. Let's take from here all the way to here now. Let's press W. Let's try using the loop tools on this. First, let's put in 1 in the middle here. Let's take all of these. Let's try using the loop tools on it. Let's see if it distorts the curve. So it doesn't. Alright, so just apply loop tools on it so everything is consistently spaced and nice. So I'm going to put 1 in between each of this because this is a guide mesh. It's not really going to be part of the final model. It's just a guide mesh. Alright, so that is nice. And what do we do next? Now let's take the whole thing. Let's use the loop tools on it again. So loop tools space. Alright, nice. So now they are evenly spaced all around. They are evenly spaced all around very nicely. So what we're going to do next is to create it for the one on the outside. So what I'm going to do is pretty much duplicate things, okay? I'm not going to create the whole thing again. So I'm going to duplicate it and move it in the Y axis. So let me just move it to somewhere here in the X and in the Y, like that. With this being the active element, we're just going to press S and then Y. I'm going to scale things away from the center like that. And let me see. Let me get to the side view real quick. Let me see, G and then Z. Okay, so let's try to match it in the side view instead, because that one seems pretty accurate. So I'm just going to press Ctrl Z to undo everything. Let me move this in the Z axis until it falls on this line. I'm going to press S and then Y till it falls right on the edge there. And I want to move it back in the Z axis back to its initial position. I'm going to go over to the top view like this, and let's work on this one now. So let me take this one and let me press V to split it. No, not that one. V to split it, and I'm going to hide it. Now let's take these two and merge them back because I think they split it. So let's merge those two back at the center. Now press Alt and H to bring that vertex. We're going to take this whole thing, making sure that is the active element, and let's get onto the side. Let's move this in the Z axis as well. So we're going to move it down in the Z axis until it falls on a line. I'm going to press S and then Y and bring it in. S and then Y. I'm going to bring it into right there. Alright, let's send it back up. So we'll send it up to there. Alright, let me go over to the top view. Let's see what we have. Alright, so I think that is looking great. We can keep that. It's good, it's good. Alright, so let's start aligning things, but before we do that, I want us to merge these vertices back together. So let me just take that one and this one, press S and then Z and type in 0. Now I'm going to merge the two of them back together. So just take the two of them, press Alt and M. Sorry about that. And choose merge at last. Okay, so just take those two, Alt and M, merge at last. So we're going to do the same thing with this area right here. So take all of these and take this one last. Press S and Z and type in 0. Now take these two, make sure this is the last one, press Alt and M and choose merge at last. Like that. So with that done, let's take everything. Okay, so from here all the way to the center, and from here all the way to the center. Let's get onto the side view. I'm going to move it in the Z axis until this one falls right on it, like that. And let's deselect, no, let's deselect that. Why is it deselecting the whole thing? Alright, let's just select that one again. Get onto the side and let's pull it down to right there. Alright, so we're going to make this the active element, and we're going to scale this. No, we're going to share this in the X axis and bring this down to follow the blueprint line nicely like that. We're going to do the same thing with this. Take all of it. You know, let's do it to both of them at the same time. So select all of that, or no, let's do it to each of them individually. So redo that and take this one now and press Ctrl Alt Shift S and then Y, no, X, and then share this to fall on the blueprint line nicely like that. Alright, so with that done, we can fill the faces. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, press F. Let me get to the side view first. We need quite some amount of vertices here. You can see it's not enough, so I'm going to add in quite a few. I'm going to pull this down. It's going to offset a little bit from that blueprint line. That isn't a problem though. I mean, it's not really going to cause any issue. So let me just move this down to follow the curvature very nicely like that. Alright, so that is looking great. So we'll take this two and press F all the way to the top. I'm going to take this two and press F all the way to the center very nicely. So we just have to move things around over here a little bit. So I'll take this one, press G twice, you know, just move things around a little bit better. Or we could just do this, undo all that. Let's get over here. Let me take this and this, press S and then Y and type in 0. So with that done, we'll just take, okay, let's take this and this as well, S and then Y 0. Let's do it for these ones over here. This is the final one. Now we can take this all the way to that one, press W, loop tools, and choose space. So that should flatten it out almost, but I think that is good enough, way better than before. Let's take this two, press F till it fills it all the way there. Alright, so that is looking good. Let's get onto the side view and let's finish this off real quick. So I'm going to take let me see, let's take this one. I think And let's get on to the back view. Let's go into local view. No, local view hides the blueprint. So just select that one, press Ctrl and I, and hide everything else. And let's get on to back view. So it offsets off of it a little bit, but we have the blueprint line to guide us. So we're just going to offset it from it a little bit, but it should look good. So I'm going to press E. I'm going to extrude this all the way here. You know, let's bring the rev fenders along with this so we can know the angle we're going to be sharing this in. So let's show everything in there. How do I unhide the main meshes? Alright, let me hide this. Yeah, minimize. Shows this rev fender flares. There it is. Alright. So you can see the angle right there. We have to follow that angle very nicely like that. Now let me keep this over there. We'll just add in another vertex over here and match it with it very nicely like that. I'm going to move this in a little bit more. Alright, so let's extrude this all the way to the bottom. That is way over here. I'll just keep it right underneath it over here. And I'm going to add in, I don't know, let's add in 4 for now. And let's try to move things around to make things much nicer. Like that. I'm going to take all these, press W, loop tools, and choose space to evenly space them out. Evenly space them out nicely like that. I'm going to add in 2 over here. I'm going to pull it out and take this one. Oh, let me see. Okay, we're going to pull this one out even further. Alright, so I think that looks great. Nice. Alright, so that is going to be this side right here. We have to move things around a little bit. So let's take that whole vertices here and let's move them to fall on the blueprint line now. So just make sure they fall on the very edge of the blueprint line like that. Each and every single one. Until we get to where that curve is. Like that. So with this one, I'm just going to take this one and let's share this in the x-axis or the y-axis a little bit to about there. So that should be good for now. It's starting to rain over here. The rain is starting to pour over here. I'm pretty sure it's going to interrupt my mic, but in case it does, I will just leave this wherever I stop or wherever I am able to get to as part 1, and then we'll do it in the part 2. So let's just keep going. And in case it gets too loud, I'll just stop and do the rest as part 2. So let's continue. Let's take the vertex from here all the way to the center. And let's get onto the side view. We're going to extrude this in the z-axis all the way here. So I'm going to extrude it all the way here. Make this the active element. Press S and then Z, make sure it's straight up and down. Let's get into wireframe. I'm going to share this in the x-axis by pressing Ctrl Alt Shift S and then and pressing X, and then scale this in the y-axis even more to the very tip like that. Alright, so we're going to scale it in this axis as well. So make sure this is the active element. Let's get onto the review. And I'm going to press S and then X, and let's scale this in here as well. Alright, so it needs to come out a little bit more. Let's get onto the back. S and then X. And let's scale this out. And let's get over here. I'm going to move this vertex to follow the line a little bit better. So we're going to take all of these now. Make sure that is the active element again. Let's get onto the back. S and then X. Let's scale things out a little bit. Let me just make sure it follows it nicely. Alright, so it kind of does. I think it does. And now let's get onto the side. Now let me see. We have to move this around a little bit. How are we gonna do that? I think we just have to scale it to this point right here. So S and then X or Y. Or let's just move things around. So let's move things around to, you know, make it look better. So we're trying to achieve that angle over there. And yeah, so that is good. That is looking great. I'm gonna leave it here as part 1 because the rain is getting pretty serious, and I'm actually thinking it will sound in the mic. So in order to save time and not waste, stuff, so I'm just gonna end this part as part 1. Once the rain calms down a little bit, I will I will continue with the part 2. So I'll see you guys in the next video.